What's up everybody, and welcome to Lords of the Fallen. Who are the Lords? Who are the Fallen? I don't know, but they made a game of it and it's pretty damn good. So anyway, I have absolutely no clue where this game came from or if there will ever be any sequels, but it's actually not a bad game. The only real issue is that it was made by, or Nvidia had something to do with it, so likewise it runs at a smooth 20 frames per second, which makes for some really interesting fights later on in the game. I just straight up decked that guy. So anyway, this game starts off with an opening cutscene fight with the main guy Harkin, which is quite funny. You don't actually find out his name until about halfway through the game, and I'm playing on a new game plus at the moment. That's why I have awesome gear and I'm owning every fucking enemy. But one funny thing about the opening cutscene, Harkin looks different in every shot for some reason. I don't know why that is, but he fucking does. I don't know why. Maybe they had some character modeling problems or something. I don't know. But anyway, the basic storyline is this: the Rhogar, which are these evil demon things, are attacking the Earth through their evil realm. Go kill them! That's the whole storyline basically. And you meet up with, I'm not going to spoil anything, but basically you were sprung out of prison to come and help, and that's why you have all these tattoos on your face, which is really cool actually. And believe it or not, I have a ring, which I'll upload a picture of if I can remember, which actually has the same or similar runes as what are on Harkin's face, and I didn't even realise that until I'd bought it and I looked at it and was like, holy shit, this is like Harkin's face, so that's gonna be my Harkin ring from now on. But anyway, that's the basic premise of the game, is just to kill fucking demons and shit. What I will say, the way to beat this game is to play Rogue, and that's it. No other class seems to be any good. I started off playing as a cleric because I like tanking classes, and cannot beat the third boss, so I had to start again and go Rogue, and I beat the fucking game. It made it so much easier for some reason. I don't know, the Rogue is just the best class for whatever reason. Ow, ow, ow. So anyway, that's another good thing that this game has, which is multiple save files. I have no idea how important multiple save files are to somebody like me. I hate it in games now, where it's like, oh, you only need one save file. What does it matter if your friend wants to play and, you know, has to carry on your save and can't do their own? But yeah, multiple save files make it awesome, and Rogue is the best class to play. You can actually beat the game with Rogue. So anyway, the combat system is very good. It's very hack and slashy, but also has tactics. You've got your shields, different stances. Like you've also got, you can use your weapon two-handed, which I didn't realise. It doesn't actually explain this anywhere in the tutorials, but you can use it two-handed, and you can also kick people, which is cool. There's an achievement which I haven't got yet for kicking an enemy to their death. I want to get that. You also have the Gauntlet, which is basically your ranged weapon, and I've got it upgraded at the moment so it shoots fire, but you can also have it do like poison damage and other kind of shit when you get it upgraded. But yeah, it's very hack and slashy and pretty damn fun, to be honest. You know, just cutting down enemies. When you start off, like, that was the main problem I had with this game at start, was it was really damn difficult to get into, simply because you were low level and everything else. But pretty much once you beat the third boss, which I think is the hardest boss in the game, even the fucking final boss, was harder than that. Sorry, it was easier than the third boss. There we go. Finally hit that bastard. So anyway, the combat system's fun. You also have spell abilities, which are down in the bottom right, and depending on what class you pick denotes what spells you have. And when you go New Game Plus, you can use, you get to pick another like spell class thing, spell tree, talent tree, and you can start upgrading that. But to be honest, if you picked rogue, you don't need another spell tree. You can, you can just use the one you've got, which is kind of interesting. The enemies in this game, like I say, are the Rogar, which are just these effectively demon dudes. I really like the enemies in this game. They obviously get progressively harder the more you play. These are still like quite low level enemies, which just, makes sense because it's the very start of the game. One thing I will say, doing a new game plus, the only thing that's different about the enemies is their health. They have more health, so which effectively means you can't fucking just one hit kill them. But the thing that is the same is the damage that they do. So like, he's hitting me for nothing at the moment because my health is so damn high. But so is his. That's the only thing they change in New Game Plus. Everything else stays the same. The damage is the same. The enemies are laid out the same, except they have more health, and that's it. So you can't just one hit kill them. One of the problems with the combat system, which isn't really a problem with the combat itself, it's just the way the game is set out. Because the game has a low frame rate, it makes for some really interesting fights, especially in boss battles, where you'll be like you'll be fighting an enemy and you'll see them wind up to do a heavy attack and you're like, okay, dodge, 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 and yet Harkin's like, hang on a minute, I'm still reacting from that same fucking thing you told me to do 10 minutes ago, and you end up getting hit and it gets super annoying. But it's just a little thing really that you can get over. Yeah, but that's the combat, is just hack and slash, and it is quite fun. Oh, I missed that thing on the floor. Anyway, back to the enemies. There's some really fucking amazing boss battles throughout the entire game, including the very first one. I tend to think this game is quite reminiscent of Dark Souls, and not just for the rolling ability, the difficulty, but the fact that the notoriously difficult first bosses, especially playing as cleric, I probably took 20 attempts to beat the first, easily 20 attempts to beat the first boss. It was so damn difficult trying to do it as cleric because you move so slow. But anyway, obviously this game has leveling, which works very interesting. Oh look, there's one right here. You get these checkpoint stones, which I'll go on to a little bit in a minute, and when you use them it says, oh, checkpoint refills your health and gives you more potions. And basically this is how the character development works. You have your attributes, which are like basic things: strength, health, mana, endurance, agility, and luck, which doesn't really do a lot. I'll talk about that again in a minute. And you basically, every time you kill an enemy, you get XP. Now you can bank this into either spell points or attribute points, and if you can fill the bar right up, then you get a point and you can spend it in your thing, which I think is an interesting way of doing it. It doesn't like a lot of games which automatically bank XP until it levels. You get to carry it about. Now the reason you can carry XP about, you think like, well, what's the point in carrying XP about? It's all to do with the looting system, which sucks in this. The looting system is the worst part about this game. I mean, I know I've got some awesome gear now, but oh my god, the looting system works between what enemies drop and what you find in chests. Now the idea of carrying about the XP is the more XP you have, the more chance you will be of getting decent items. That is total bullshit. I have opened chests, killed main bosses with 100,000 XP, and I've got absolutely useless crap. Okay, and that happens all the time. You solve this puzzle and you get to the chest and you're like, oh wow, I've got loads of XP, I'm going to unlock this chest and get something really interesting, and it's like a crappy piece of armor or a weapon that you can't even use. And the worst part about it is there's no way of getting rid of it. You look in look, I have all these weapons that I cannot use. Like, most of them I can't use or just don't want to use because they're useless. Look at all these. I've got nearly every weapon in the game here, and you can't get rid of them. There's no like delete or drop. You can't sell them, you can't break them down or get something useful from them like XP. You just end up with a clutter. It's just clutter, and it's so annoying. And there is literally no way of getting rid of it. So you end up running around with all this useless crap, and you keep on finding more useless crap. So that's a real annoying thing about a lot of games that I've played previously that are similar to this. Darksiders 2 was a prime example of that. You'd be running for a dungeon, killing all his enemies, and then you meet a boss and you kill the boss and you get like a useless pair of boots. Or the worst part is when you get like cleric or warrior items and you're playing as like a different class, and you can't even, like a great axe or something. I don't want a great axe, I want a short sword. I want a fast attack weapon, for God's sake. Anyway, the luck is also supposed to affect what you find in chests and stuff. It really does not. So yeah. The other thing I want to talk about, these checkpoints. This game, for some reason, does not know how a checkpoint works. Like, I just activated that checkpoint. If I do anything now, if I die, exit the area, exit the game and reload it, every single enemy that I just killed and in the area will respawn. You can't stop it from happening. And when you're first starting out in the game, and you're dying a lot, it gets so annoying when you have to re-kill like a dozen or more enemies. It's just gets insane. And it's like, I know why it does it as well. It's for grinding purposes. Like because which will happen, by the way. You will have to grind in this game at some point. You'll reach a boss and he'll just completely own you, and you have to go running all the way back through the entire level grinding on enemies. Now, okay, that's fair enough, but why does it have to do it every time I do anything? Like, if I die, it respawns the enemies. If I leave the area and come back, it respawns the enemies. It's just absolutely crazy, and it doesn't need to. It should at least be optional. It should be like, you have died, or you have exited this area. Would you like to respawn the enemies? Yes or no? It's a checkpoint. It should save my progress up to there. But it doesn't, and it's so annoying. But anyway, there's also these bonus rounds, which are, I've passed a couple now. They're like these portal things you can go into. Some of them you have to fight enemies. Well, most of them you have to fight enemies. Or, they'll just be like, oh my god, it missed. It'll be like a loot chest or something. And you can get some cool gear from them. They're pretty awesome. And there's achievements involved. That there was a prime example of another thing that pisses me off in the game. Random attacks that just miss. Like, you have the game works, the combat works where you lock on. And yet, random spells and the gauntlet will sometimes just miss. Just randomly. If I'm locking on, it should never miss. Okay, that again was another thing that was brutally annoying in the beginning of the game, where just your range spells and the gauntlet and stuff would just miss. Why? I'm locking on to the enemy. It should never miss. Oh my god. So anyway, I think I've covered ground on most things. I haven't talked about the runes really. You've probably noticed I've been picking up a couple. Later on in the game you meet this mystical blacksmith guy who can basically open them, and you get some awesome shards, and it's really cool, and you can put them into your weapons and armor and stuff. Alright, prime example. Here's a chest. 92,000 XP. And level 5 luck. Let's open it up, and I almost know what's going to be. An energy shard. How many of these do I have? Oh, 37. Really? Holy crap. Give me something useful, please. Or just give me nothing. I would rather it just be like, this chest is empty. Then it'd be like, oh, more crap for you to carry. Oh, look, there's another one. See, I didn't even need to open that chest. I could have just killed that enemy and got one. That is seriously the one thing that annoys me the most. It's just the loot system. That's it. But everything else about this game is really fun. I've beaten it. I'm going to beat it on my New Game Plus because you can practically speedrun it. You're so OP, it's just not even... It's not even fair on the enemies. But yeah, that is Lords of the Fallen. And I rate it an 8 out of 10 because I had a lot of fun playing it. It's a really well designed game. It's, you know, quite short when you look at it, but it was fun. The whole game was fun. It's just a really good game. Anyway, I need to finish up now because I'm running out of time. Cheers for watching. Okay, thanks, bye.